Good day, everyone. Welcome to my class once again. Today, we'll be looking at corrections of errors and suspense account. So here now, we'll be looking at corrections of errors and suspense account. Now, you need to have the concept of a double entry, the concept of trial balance, before you can dive into this topic. Now, we all know that the rule of double entry is that for every debit entry, there must be a corresponding credit entry. And for every credit entry, there must be a corresponding debit entry. So that's one keynote you have to know before you dive into this topic. The second thing that you need to know is what we call a trial balance. Now, a trial balance is a statement showing the list of balances in a double entry system or form extracted from the ledger to test the arithmetic accuracy of the account. Now, we use a trial balance to test the arithmetic accuracy, whether the debit side and the credit side of the account balance. That's the second concept before you can dive into this topic. Now, we talk about, let's now analyze this thing, corrections of error. What do we call error? What do we call error? Now, errors are, let me say, a misstatement, wrong posting in the book of an account, and so on and so forth. So, as far as accounting is concerned, error represents what? A misstatement, or where you make a wrong posting. Now, if you now make the wrong posting or you make the misstatement, what are you now going to do? That's the question, because it's an error. Now, all error, listen, all error affects trial balance. What we are saying here is that, we have two things here. We have some errors that affect the agreement of trial balance. We have some errors that do not affect the agreement of trial balance. So, we are going to be looking at number one, errors that affect the agreement of a trial balance. Secondly, we look at errors that do not affect the agreement of a trial balance. Now, what we are saying here is that all errors affect trial balance. But what we are saying here is that the agreement. Take note of the word agreement. So we are saying that because you might commit some errors and your trial balance will still balance. Are you getting me now? You may commit some errors and your trial balance will still balance. That's why I said we are looking at the errors that affect the agreement of the trial balance, not ordinarily affect trial balance. Now, we know the meaning of error. We know the meaning of trial balance. So let's now treat these errors one after the other. Now, number one, let's pick the error that affect the agreement of a trial balance. We have 4 errors that when these errors occurs, it will affect the agreement of a trial balance. It means that your trial balance will not balance. We have other errors, but I will only look at 4. Number 1, we'll talk about number 1, we'll talk about what? Error of single entry. Number 2, talk about what? Error of partial reversal. Number 3, talk about what? Error of transposition. Number 4, talk about what? Error of casting. So these 4 errors, whenever they occur, they affect the agreement of trial balance. It means that your trial balance will not balance. Now, let's now explain it one after the other. The first one we'll be looking at error of what? Single entry. What do we call error of single entry? Now, error of single entry, there are those errors that occur when you record just one side of the transaction, then you forgot to record the other side of the transaction. Listen again. We call it what? Error of single entry. It means that you only record just an aspect, one aspect. You know that a transaction we have what? Two aspects, like the debit and the credit what? Side, two accounts. But you only record one. Maybe you forgot to record the second leg. So we call, if such thing happen, we call it what? Error of what? Single entry. So for example, see this transaction, we have paid rent 8,000 by cash. Now, paid rent 8,000 by cash. The correct entry for this should be, your first step is to identify the accounts involved. We have cash account, we have what? Rent account. So cash and rent account, cash account and rent account. If you are paying 8,000 by what? But you paid rent 8,000 by cash. You are paying cash. Obviously, your cash is going out. So cash will be credit, while rent will be what? Rent will be what? Debit, with the same amount, 8,000. This is the correct entry. But let's say you now forgot. You only record this one. You now forgot to record this one here. So we call this error of what? Single entry. So it will affect the agreement of trial balance, because the debit side of the trial balance will the debit side will be undercast or understated by what? By 8,000. Will be understated by what? By 8,000. Because let's see, we have a trial balance. So we have the debit side, we have the credit what? Side, we have the details here. Now we are supposed to write cash here and rent supposed to follow. So cash supposed to be what? 8,000, that's credit. But you forget to record this one. if you now balance your account, here we have 8,000 here, then here we have no amount. So you see that here has been understated by what? By 8,000. So this error will affect the agreement of what? Of trial balance. So how do you now correct this error if such error occurs? How do you what? How do you correct the error? So if you want to correct the error, if you notice this particular leg is correct, so it means that we should only focus on the faulty what? On the faulty leg. This rent here is the account that we have issue with. So it means that nothing we are doing here. Just open your rent account again. Open your rent account and record it back, because you forget to record it. So now record it back. Rent is what? Normally rent is what? Debited with what? 8,000. So like, let me write rent 8,000. Now you know that in account we need two leg, debit and credit side. Now we only have one account because this account is already what? Is what properly recorded. So we don't have issue with this one. Now this one here, we only have one account. Now what is now the other account to cater for the second leg? Then we will now use what? Suspense account for it. The ones with debit here, we are going to what? Credit here with 8,000 in the name of what? Rent. In the name of what? Suspense. So here now, once we now close, if you close the account, you have balance carried down 8,000. We have balance carried down 8,000. So this account we close. Balance brought down 8,000. Balance what? Brought down 8,000 here. So if you are not taking this balance to a trial balance, what will you? Let's use this one. We are taking it to the trial balance now. Let's use this one again. It means we have rent and suspense. Then we have what? Rent now and what? And suspense account. Now, so here now rent is what? 8,000. Then suspense is what? 8,000. So now the error has been what? You will now write that error. See, you write error of omission. Error of what? Omission of single entry. Error of omission. Okay. Error of omission of single entry now corrected. Now what? Now corrected. Then you close the account. See how we analyze the question, we detect the error, then we correct the error. So that's the first aspect we are going to be looking at. Now the second one we are going to be looking at here is error of what? Error of partial. We are going to be looking at error of what? Partial reversal. Now we said error of partial reversal. Error of partial reversal is a situation, is an error where one part of the account, we must have two accounts. So one part of the account is being reversed. We are supposed to debit it, we now credit it. The other leg is balanced. Listen, the other leg is balanced. We have recorded that one correctly. Then the second leg, we are supposed to debit. We now going to go and what? Credit. So we call it what? Error of partial reversal. We only reverse just one side of the account. Okay, let me give you let's use a question to analyze it. If you have receive cash from Ayo. let's say okay 6,000. Receive cash from Ayo 6,000. The correct entry here, we have cash, Abi, and we have what? Ayo's account. So we have cash account, we have what? Ayo's what? Account. We receive what? We receive cash from Ayo. So we have to debit. Ayo is the one giving us the money. So we credit Ayo with how much? 6,000. Then we debit cash with what? 6,000, because cash is coming inside. This is the correct what? Entry that we're supposed to have what? Record. But the issue here is that they said one side is what? One side is what? Is correct. Are you with me now? One side is correct. Let's say this side is what? This side is correct. We are not supposed to credit Ayo. We're now going to go and debit. Now going to go and debit what? Debit Ayo. Are you with me now? So this one is called what? Error of partial what? Partial reversal. So how do we now? So this is correct. So okay, let me analyze it. So this is the correct thing here. So here now, the wrong entry is that this is what we did for the wrong entry. Let's say, so this one is correct. Let's 6,000. We're now going to go and debit Ayo also again 6,000. This is the correct one. I'm supposed to have credit Ayo with 6,000. We're now going to go and debit Ayo with what? 6,000. So we have already committed what? Error of what? Partial reversal. We reverse this account here. So how do we now correct the error? How do we correct the error? Now, this account is okay. You only focus on the faulty account, this Ayo account. So you open Ayo account here. Then the second account for it will be what? Suspense account here. Now, because a suspense account is a temporary account that is used to keep the difference in the trial balance until the errors are detected. So once we declare the error, we wipe off these accounts here. So it's like a temporary account. Now let's come here now. This Ayo now, Ayo, we're supposed to credit Ayo with 6,000. We now debit Ayo with how much? With 6,000 naira. We debit Ayo with 6,000 naira instead of crediting. Now, how do we correct this error now? Anytime you are having a reversal, maybe it's partial reversal or complete what reversal, you have to double the amount. You do what? You have to double the amount. Now, for us to take this 6,000 away from here and put it here, we are going to double this amount. That's 6,000 plus 6,000. We have what? 12,000. So we'll come here, we'll record 12,000 here in the name of suspense. Then we'll come here. Since we credit here, we'll come here with debit 12,000. Name of what? Ayo. Now, because we have two 6,000 here. Let me analyze it here. We have two 6,000. One is here. 6,000. I guess so. One we cancel one. One we cancel what? One we cancel one here. So we can only be left with what? One what? 6,000. That's supposed to be there normally. 6,000. So that's how we have what? 12,000 naira here. So this is what correct way to solve error of what? Partial reversal. Now let's move to the third error. Because of time, I want us to round up all this error. So in the part 2, because this is the part 1 of my video on correction of errors and suspense account. So in my part 2, we will now pick a question, a broad question that covers both errors. Then we will now solve it together. Then you will now see that this topic is simple, very, very simple. You just need a concept of double entry principle. The third error that we'll be looking at here, we call it what? Error of transposition. Error of transposition. Now, error of transposition is an error that occurs when you just change the position of the figure. Let's say you are supposed to write 192. You now wrote 129. So it may be undercast, it may be overcast. You may overcast the figure, you may understate what the figure. So this is what an error of what? Error of transpose. Transpose means what? Change. We just change the place of the what? Of the figure. So let's look at the transaction to analyze this error of transposition. Let's look at the transaction. Okay, here I have sold goods to Musa. Okay, 5,472 naira. Sold goods to Musa. Now the correct entry that's supposed to be there, the correct entry, we sold goods to what? To Musa. So we have sales account and what? Musa's account. So we have sales account. We have what? Musa account. So here now, you know, if you are selling goods, our goods is going out. So we are supposed to we are crediting sales with what? 5,472. To who? To Musa. Musa is the one receiving the goods. So we debit Musa with the same amount, 5,472 naira. This is how we are supposed to record the transaction in the ledger. You take it to the trial balance. But here now, let's say we now mistakenly this one is not mistakenly record, you know, it's 472. We now put 427 as 427. How do we call this type of error? That's what we call what? Error of what? Transposition. We change the position of the number. Now, this is how to correct this type of what? Error. This account is properly recorded, so we don't have any issue with this sales. So always focus on the account that is what? Faulty. This Musa's what? Account. So here now, if you open Musa's account, open Musa's account here, Musa's account here. Here now we have what? Suspense account. Suspense what? Account. Are you with me now? Now, this account now, it has been understated. So we look for the difference. So we know we have 5,472. So here now we say minus 5,427. Go down from here, you have 6, put 1 here, so we have 5 here. 6 minus 2, we have 4. So 0, 0. So it means we understate this account by what? By 45 what? Naira. It means we need to add this 45 naira back to Musa's what? Money to make it what? Balance. Now, since we are debiting, you know, here we are crediting, we are debiting. Now, since we are debiting, now we have already debited Musa with this amount. Are you with me now? With this what? Amount here. We just need to add this difference to make up for the actual what? Money. So we'll not come here, we'll not debit Musa with 445 naira with suspense account. Then we come here, we credit this one with what? Musa account. So this is how to correct the error. This is how to correct the what? The error. Then under trial balance, you just need to what? Balance the account and take it to what? The trial balance. Let me see if I minus this thing where 547. Okay, 12 minus 7, we have 5. 6 minus 2, we have 4. So we have the difference is what? 45 naira. So I'm still on board. Now, this is how to analyze the question. Let's move to the next word, error. Now, the next error I'm having here is what? Error of what? Casting. Error of casting. Error of casting. Now, this error of casting is what? Divided into two. Either we have what? Overcast, or we have what? Undercast. So an amount may be overcast or maybe what? Undercast. So it's just like a brother to error of what? Transposition. Let's see a question to analyze this. Let's see a question to analyze this. So purchase we have a purchase day book entries. We have many entries. Let's say we have 2 5. We have 1 4. Let's say we have 1,000. So total of the purchase day book we have 923. So we have 4,900. So we are supposed to take this amount and transfer it to the purchase account. So this account now, I think, is now being undercast. Now, let us say, okay, purchase account, purchase what? Let's say, okay, purchase account was, let's say, let's use undercast. Was undercast was cast as, let's say, 4 5. So see now, purchase account was cast as what? 4 5. Now, is it overcast or undercast? See, the amount supposed to be 4,900. So we recorded what? 4,005. So it's an undercast. So we just need to open the purchase account. Here. Now, look for the difference. 4,900 minus 4,500. We have 400 what? Difference. So you just need to add this one back. Since it's an undercast, we need to just add it back to the purchase what? Account. And normally we know that purchase account usually have what? A debit balance. So we come here, we add the 400 back. So the corresponding account should be what? Suspense account. So we have what? Suspense 400. They will come here, write 400. We have what? Purchase. So this is how to analyze what? The 4 errors that affect the agreement of what? Or trial balance. I hope you understand. So if you don't understand, please go back and watch all over again for better understanding. Now, let's now move to the errors that do not affect the agreement of a trial balance. Error that do not affect. Error that do not affect the agreement. Error that do not affect the agreement of a trial balance. So let's list the errors. We have so many errors that do not affect the agreement of what? A trial balance. So let's see. Number 1 here we have what? Error of omission. Error of omission. Now, number 2, we have error of commission. Number 3, we have error of principle. Number 4, we have compensating error. Compensating error. Number 5, we have error of original entry. Error of what? Let's say complete reversal. Error of what? Complete reversal of entry. Error of so we have error of original entry. We have error of duplication. So these errors, when it occurs, does not affect the agreement of what? A trial balance. It means if you commit any of these errors, your account will still balance. So let's look at the error one after the other. Now, okay, let me explain the error first. We have error of omission. What do we call error of omission? Error of omission is a situation where a transaction is completely omitted. We do not even record it at all. The transaction, let's say we have January 1, January 3, let's say we have January 1, January 3, a transaction, January 6, a transaction. So we record this one, so we forget to record this January 3. So we completely omit the transaction. So we call it what? Error of what? Omission. So it will not affect the traveler because we have not even make an attempt to record it at all. And the correction is that just go back and record the what? Transaction. The account, the traveler will see what? We still balance. Now, error of commission. Now, error of commission here, it says that this error occurs when correct amount is entered in the wrong person's account. When a correct amount is entered in the wrong person's what? Account. Let me use here to analyze the question so that you can you will understand. Let's see a transaction here. It says that for number 2. So we are talking about we are looking at error of what? Error of commission. It says that sales of goods 500 naira. Sales of goods to Ola 500 naira entered in Olu account as entered in what? Olu's what? Account. Let's stop here. So sales of goods to Ola 500 entered in Olu's what? Account. The person may make a mistake. Are you getting me now? So you may want to record. Normally the transaction is supposed to be for Ola. So you now mistakenly enter it in what? Olu's account. Maybe the name as in look alike. So how do we now correct such what? Error? Now, sales of goods to Ola. It means the goods is for Ola, not for Olu. Are you with me now? So the sale, it means that the sales here is correctly recorded. So I said we only focus on the affected what? Account. So this one doesn't affect Ola. It affects only Ola and what? Olu. Because we did not record anything under Ola's account. The goods supposed to be for what? Ola. So we record the goods under Olu's what? Account. And which is supposed to be for Olu is for what? Ola. So we now to correct error now, we will not take the goods back from Olu. We will not record under what? Under Ola's what? Account. So we have to open Ola account, Olu account. Now open the account here. Now we open the account here. Now we mistakenly record this 500 naira in Olu's what? Olu's account. Sales of goods. You know, if we sell something, the goods is going out, so we have to credit sales, then we debit the other account. So it means we debit this Olu with 500 instead of which to debit Ola with 500. Now we are going to remove this money here and bring it to what? Ola's account. So it means that now we're going to remove this money here. If you want to cancel an account, if you want to, let's say, minus or cancel, you record in the opposite side. Let's say I want to cancel this money here. I have to record in the opposite side of the account. So I will say I'll not come here that 500 here in the name of what? Ola. So this I already cancelled this one. So it means Olu do not have any money left here. Then this is credited, not come here debit from what? From Olu. So this is how to correct what? Error of what? Error of commission. I hope you get it now. Now let's move to error of principle. Error of what? Error of principle. Now, error of principle, it says here that this is an error whereby transactions are entered in a wrong class of what? Wrong class of accounts. You know, we have what classes of accounts. We have a real account, we have nominal account, and so on and so forth and so forth. So let's see a transaction here to analyze the question. Payment of, we have payment of 80 naira for motor expenses entered in motor van account. If you see now, this 80 naira is meant for motor expenses, not motor van. We are paying for the motor expenses. So we now going to go and record it under motor van account. And if you notice, this account here, this account here is an asset. This one here is an expenses. And this asset now, we have a debit balance. This expenses also we have what? A debit balance. So they are both what? A debit account. So that's why it is very easy for us to correct what? This error. So here now, for us to correct it, just because the thing affects both motor expenses and what? Motor van account. They will come here. We say motor expenses account. We open motor van account here now. We mistakenly record this 80 naira under motor van instead of what? Under motor what? Expenses account. So automatically it has 80 naira here already. So now we are going to remove because the first leg for this account is cash. We are paying. We make a payment, you are paying cash. So it means cash here is correctly what recorded. So here now, second leg is that this account here now, we will now remove this money here, 80 naira here, we'll bring it to what? Motor expenses account. Now then, if you want to remove this money here, we record in the opposite side. Then we'll come here, we record 80 naira here in the name of what? Motor expenses. We'll come here, 80 naira in the name of what? Motor bank. So this we cancel this. It means motor vehicle did not have any figure left here. We already moved the money to what? To motor expenses. So we already correct the error here. I hope you understood. Then the next one we'll look at error of compensation. Error of compensation is what? Is an error whereby we are using one error to compensate what? Another error. Let's say you have many transactions. Are you with me now? Let's say in the first transaction you made an error. Let's say in the next 5 transactions now you make an error again. You're not using this error here. So to cater for this error here, to balance this error here, we call it error of what? Compensation. You are compensating the account with what? Each other. Let's see a transaction here to analyze that. Error of compensation. It says that sales account. Let's come here. Sales account is undercast by 100 naira as also as salary account. Let's say in one transaction now we undercast sales by 100 naira. Another transaction we undercast was salary by what? 100 naira. You know that if we undercast, you don't need to add, we need to just add up to it. Then we come here, we have sales account here. Here we have what? Salaries account. Now, we know that sales always has a credit what? Balance. So we understate sales. We just need to add this money back to it to make up for it. Then we record 100 naira in the name of what? Salary. Then we come here, debit. Here to debit because we understate what the salary. Just add it back to make up for what? For the salary. Then we come here, sales. So this is how to what? How to correct this error. Very, very easy. Then the next error we'll look at is error of complete reversal. Error of what? Complete reversal of what? Of entry. Is where the account that is supposed to be debited, you credited it. The account that is supposed to be what? Credited, you now debited it. So we call it what? Error of what? Complete reversal. You interchange the posting. So let's see a transaction here to analyze the question. A receipt of cash from Ola 150 has been entered on the credit side of cash and debit side of Ola. See the account now. A receipt of cash from Ola. Ola gave us cash. So normally we are supposed to debit cash, then we credit what? Ola. Now let's say, see now, the account has been entered on the credit now. Has now been entered on the credit side of cash. So we now went to go and credit cash and debit what? Ola's account. So we reverse the entry. Just simple, just have to just change it. So we have cash account and what? Ola's account. Very simple. Now, you know, here before, you're supposed to debit it. So when you go and credit, with how much? With 15 naira. We debit this one with 15 naira. But normally we are supposed to credit Ola with 15 naira. They will not debit cash with 15 naira. Now, I told you guys that anytime you're having a reversal, maybe it's complete reversal or partial reversal, you double the amount. So we have a double 50, give us what? 100. Then you come back opposite side, record 100 here, the name of Ola. You come and record 100 here, in the name of what? The name of cash. So this is how to correct the what? The error of what? Complete reversal of entry. Easy as that. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, and comment if you really enjoy this video. I'm coming with the part 2. The part 2 will look at a broad question. Then we'll solve together, and I really assure you that you will really get an in-depth of this particular word topic. The next error we'll be looking at is what? Error of original entry. Error of what? Original entry. Now these are errors that are committed from the day books. This is an error that we committed from the what? From the day book. Let me analyze it for you. So let's see a transaction here. Now, purchase of goods. Purchase of goods 540 from Tolu entered in the account as 450. So we are supposed to record 540. So we now record this in the account as what? As 940 here. So how do we correct this type of what? Error? Now here we have purchase account and what? And to use what account? We come here. Purchase account. We have what? To use what? Account. Now purchase of good 540 from Tolu. So Tolu is the one giving us the goods. 540 from what? From Tolu. So here now we're supposed to record 540, but in the account now we're going to record what? We're going to record 450. So here we record 450. So we come here to record what? 450 instead of what? Instead of 540. So since we undercast the amount, so just look for the difference, then add it back to it. So any undercast, always add it back. Then if you say 540 minus 450 is 0. So it'll be 14 minus 5, I think we have 9. So 90 naira. So we add 90 naira back. So we come here. Just now to correct this error now, just need to come here and add what? 90 naira from who? 90 naira. Tolu will come here. 90 naira purchase what? Account to make up for what? For this 540. So this is how to correct this error of what? Original entry. Now the last error is error of duplication. Now error of duplication is saying that is a situation whereby you record the transaction twice. Let's say before you close today, you record transaction. When you now come the next day again, that same transaction, you should not record it again. That's twice. That's duplicate what? The transaction. So how do we correct such error? Let's see how we correct what? Such error. Let's say transaction here. So we have payment of cash. Payment of what? Payment of cash 300 to caller had been entered twice in the two accounts. So payment of cash to what? To caller. So we have cash account and caller's account. We come here, open cash account. Come here, open what? Caller's account. Are you with me now? We make a payment to caller. We are paying cash. So cash is going outside. We credit cash. So see now, we credit cash. Now said this amount here now has been recorded what? How many? Twice. We recorded it twice. It means we recorded 600 here and 600 here. How do we now correct the error? Just take one 300 out of the money to balance the account. Then we want to minus 300 from this 100 here. So we now record what? 300 in the opposite side. We come here, right? 300 caller. Then we come here, opposite side, have 300 cash. So this is how to correct what? Such error. So we have come to the end of this video. So this part 1 of this video, because I explained those errors that affect trial balance and those errors that do not affect what? Trial balance. So in my next video, we'll look at a broad question that covers what? Both error. Please If you have not subscribed, like, or comment, please like, subscribe, and share my video if you really enjoy this video. Thank you. Till we meet again.